Okay, hello people.
Hi everyone.
Hello. So, welcome to another Angelic Activations episode. So, welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Amy and this is my lovely mother, Claire.
Yes, I'm Claire, Amy's mother.
So, whilst people are jumping on, I am just going to share this live stream with the different groups. So what I'm going to ask, oh right, yeah, that's another one, isn't it? So what I'm going to ask for, please, is if you are watching this back later on YouTube or on Facebook, if you can please just leave us a little heart in the comments, okay, to say that you've watched. And so what I want you to do, or what I'm showing you to do, my mum now, I'm just going to show her how to actually share this post. Right, okay, so can you see me live now on my page?
Yes.
Okay, so then what you do is you press the share button. So then what that does is it means that everyone that's on your page can also see it. Do you understand?
Yes, I think I have it.
Does anyone else have this with their mum and technology?
Which one is it there?
Right.
Is it share to my story or share now?
Share now public.
Right.
And you can share it to your story as well if you go back into it. So for everyone that's just started watching, I'm just showing my mum how to
back on my
how
page.
to share the live stream. Hi Carly. Carly had a lovely session with me today, so that it was wonderful for her to come and visit. I've not replied to you yet, Carly. I will do in a little while. I hope you had a good drive back. Okay, now I want to share to my groups. And we're going to begin very shortly, and we're going to be talking about working with the higher self and the angels today, and sending healing back in time and in the future. And my mum's wearing green because we are going to be talking a little bit about...
What did you say next? I've got it on my page.
Right, let's have a look then. So are you on your page now?
Yeah.
Right, so now it's on your page. That means that people are watching it on your page as well. Yeah? Yeah?
Is it on my page?
Yes. So when you click on your page now, people can see it. I'm currently waiting for the RAC, my car sire exploded. Stop it.
Who's that?
Carly that came in before.
On the way home?
Yeah. Oh mate.
Oh, she came a long way to see us, didn't she?
I know.
All the way from Wales she came, so, oh gosh.
Well, I hope that we can make your wait a little bit more, like, bearable. So sorry to hear that. And yeah, sending you angelic help to help you with your car tyre as well. Bless you. So I'm just going to share it to one more group and then we can start. So once again, this is my lovely mother Claire, for those that don't know. And my mum is an angel medium and also an angelic Reiki practitioner, master teacher as well. And so my name is Amy and I am an angelic. I don't like it when you have to say what you are, because I feel like it's really hard, isn't it? Like, to put yourself in a box of, I do this, I do that. Well, I don't know. Like, no. We're here to talk about the angels and light language and lots of other fun things.
Yeah, that's it.
Lots of other fun spiritual things.
Hopefully you can see both of us and you can hear us both as well.
Can you see us? Can you hear us? If you're on YouTube later on, please leave a little heart. Please leave a little heart later on to let us know, or now that you can see us and hear us. If you've got any questions about working with the angels or higher self or any of that, let us know and we will happily answer. Okay, so first of all, before we begin, we just want to let you know about some exciting things coming up with us. So we have got the Angelic Reiki Attunement Workshop, which is at the end of this month. February the 23rd, 24th and 25th. If you do feel drawn to working with the angels, becoming an angelic Reiki practitioner, fully certified angelic Reiki practitioner, then do get in touch. I will leave links and things like that at the bottom, but you can send me a message asking me about anything. So now's the part where I say what I am, but basically what I do is I mostly help people to, at this point, activate their light language. There's a couple of different ways that you can work with me. So you can work with me one-to-one through mentoring sessions, and I have also got something called the Light Language Activation Training Academy, which was previously called the Portal. It's now a training academy where I'm going to be putting a shitload of content in there for activating your light language. Tomorrow's call is going to be all about drawing the codes, understanding the codes, working with the codes in writing. So I don't know if you've seen that, but send me a message if any of what I'm saying is going over your head and you're like, what are you even talking about, Amy? And I'll happily explain it to you in more detail. So I've got that, and then I've got the BQH quantum hypnosis sessions, multidimensional regression based on the Dolores Cannon modality, where we go to past lives, different lives, and we explore your consciousness and where the higher self wants to show you to move forward in your life. I have also got coming up, which is going to be at the end of this month, I'm going to be launching a brand new spiritual business coaching 2-month program, which I'm so excited about. I can't even tell you. So that's going to be coming. Just very quickly, what do you do before we start talking about today's topic?
Okay, yeah. I mean, Amy introduced me before, and yes, I am Claire, and I am an angel medium, which means that I give readings with the purpose of healing. So it's in 2 parts. It's a sitting first, and then afterwards it's a tarot reading if that's what you desire as well. So that's ongoing. If anyone wants a reading, just message. I also teach the original Rider-Waite Tarot, if anyone's interested in learning them. So I can do this online or in the house. What else? Yes, I'm Angelic Reiki healing as well, master healer. So we also teach, as Amy said. But yeah, we're giving lots of Reiki. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well today. Just a couple of our experiences. So that's me really, I think. Yeah, so today what we thought we would talk about, based on an experience that my mum had in an Angelic Reiki session a few days ago, was sending healing backwards in time and forwards in time, working with the higher self. So do you want to explain about like how that came about? Yes, I will. But I'm going to go a bit further back a little bit first to start with, because the principle of being able to heal yourself, your future self, healing your past self, was given to me quite a while ago, and it's taken me a while to fully understand it, because I feel like I'm learning all the time. And this was given directly from the angels, as is the way I seem to be taught. It's not from a book, it's from channeling with the angels. So but before that, I just wanted to help people to understand what exactly is your higher self, because we know all about this, but you know, 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I didn't know what my higher self was. I didn't believe it when I started to learn it. I thought, come on, what are we talking about? So Amy, can you do that? Just try and explain as simply as you can who exactly your higher self is.
Right, okay. So I'll explain my perspective on the higher self, because obviously everyone's got a different perspective, but I'll explain what it looks like in sessions and things like that. Okay, so your higher self is the part of you that does not incarnate. Okay, so it's the aspect of you that always stays in, if you want to call it heaven or in the higher dimensions, and it's the part of yourself that has the ability to see any and all past and future timelines. In other words, timelines being situations, incarnations, lifetimes, right? So it has the ability to see from a higher point of view, in that it is even more connected, let's say, to source, okay, to the part of you that is source, because we are source as human beings, but you're having an incarnation, okay? Your soul is multidimensional, okay, in that it is having many different incarnations all at the same time, right? But from a human perspective, we like to measure things by time, okay? So when we talk about past and future, really it's all the same, yeah? So it's like, but because we have to measure things in order to be here, moment by moment by moment, in a linear fashion, the higher self has access to time in a different way that we don't. Does that make sense? I always ask, does that make sense? Because to me, it's like, I'm channeling, but does it make sense?
Yes, to me it does. But
right.
A simple way the angels has taught me is to imagine my higher self, which is me, and the heaven part, as Amy says, the part of me that's in heaven, standing in the middle of, surrounded by a circle. So imagine a circle, and then you standing in the middle. And then if you imagine the circle spinning and going round all the time, but because we, as you say, time isn't linear, we put time on it, but all these things are happening simultaneously. So at any point in this circle that's spinning, there's different, you're having different lifetimes, if you like, different lives and different lifetimes, and at any point your higher self can jump into anything on that circle. So when we in this lifetime ask for healing and for our higher self to join in, our higher self can jump in at that point. But there's two ways to look at it as well. Is there's yourself on the earth right now, and if you're like me, you're getting older, and Amy as well, I suppose we all are, but you've had a past, your present is now, and you will have a future. So there's two things where when you can, I'll explain what healing your past is straight away. So if something happened years ago, something really stressful, some kind of trauma, if somebody passed, you are affected by this, obviously, but we feel helpless. Let's imagine then that somebody passed and you weren't able to be there with them at that time, and you hold some sort of regret. You can, your self now, can send healing still to that past event. You can still send healing to that person before they've passed, and you can still, and it's essential that you send healing to yourself. So even though it may be 40 years ago, as with myself, you know, I lost my brother 40 years ago, I can still send healing back to him for when he was alive, and send healing back to me. And when I started doing this, I could feel a lift, because I feel like I've carried grief round, because we do, because we miss them. We carry the trauma around all our lives. But once I realised that it's never too late to send healing back to any situation, whether it was a breakdown in a relationship, just anything that caused you harm, or trauma of any description, whether it's mental or physical trauma, it's not too late, and it's essential to send healing back. This is yourself now, to send healing back to the past in order to heal. It's still ongoing. And another principle that I was taught was, when we do this, our loved ones in spirit can join in as well and can feel that healing even now. So at any point, it's never too late to hold on to that grief and to feel helpless. Never. So that's past healing from yourself. Now the magic here is, because time again is not linear, we have a present, a future as well. We can bring in our future self to join in with the healing. But when we do this, we're also asking for our higher self to help to send the healing back to the past, to the present, and to the future. So it was quite magical when the angels taught me this principle, because actually, if you think about it, if you ask your future self to send healing back to now, why do we need to worry? But we can flip it round. We can actually send healing now to our future self. And this is all done by bringing in our higher self.
So in the BQH sessions, in the quantum hypnosis sessions, what we do before we actually begin, and we go back into different timelines or forward or whatever you want to call it, is we actually invite in yourself as an ascended master from the future, right? And the version of you, let's say, that has become enlightened already and has already ascended. And then I call in my version of myself that's an ascended master. So that's another way of looking at it as well. So it's pretty mad to think about it like that.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, oh, okay, well, I've already ascended. But obviously we're here living now. So it's like we've got work to do. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's another way of looking at it as well. And it's also called, this process, healing timelines. Okay, because we have the ability to do this. I personally think it's really powerful. It gives me a sense of relief, and it's something that I think this, you know, this is a lot of the work that I do. And obviously we can do this in so many different ways. The power is always basically in the now moment with our choice and our decision, right? But it's just knowing that just because something, I guess, happened in your past, it doesn't mean that, because this is a way that we're taught as humans, this is a way that the mind wants to work in terms of programming. It wants to hold on to past experiences to keep you safe so that you don't recreate that in your future, okay? But we have the ability to heal that and reprogram that, right? So we can send both energy healing back, and then we can look at changing our thoughts and beliefs, our mindset, right, around the situation. If we're sending healing and energy back to that situation in time, it doesn't have the way that, you know, in terms of emotionally, when it comes to trauma and things like that, it's like you don't have that same emotional charge around that situation. So you know some healing work has been done on there. So it's not that same, oh my God, you know, feeling.
Yeah.
There's like a calmness to it, right? Do you want to add something there?
Yeah, memories are an amazing gift, I think now, because when we remember something and think, oh gosh, you know, that was really hard. That was a hard time in my life. Instead of going back and thinking the negative side of it, think, oh, have I actually sent healing back in time? And do it there and then. Because that's the beauty of hurt and memories, is when they come up, that's the time to send that healing back.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And of course, this you know, you can do this with family members. And they don't have to be past to do this. You can do this on behalf of people that you love. You can do it on their behalf as well. And in so doing, you're healing a part of you. That's the beauty of it. So yeah, it's recognising when we need to do this, because there's so many aspects of our life. Once you've learnt this principle, you'll find out, oh my gosh, how did I get through that? Big question mark. If you're sending healing back, was it you that helped you to get over that in the first place? So it's such a magical thing that we can do. But what I did want to share was just an experience I had with a lovely lady this week who is a friend of mine. I was giving her a healing, and she knows about the principle of healing in the past as well. So I went in to do the healing. It's an Angelic Reiki healing. I went in with the intention of bringing in her higher self to help and assist in the healing. And as I did so, I had a really strange vision. And the vision was of the lady's spirit coming out of her body and flipping round, and then suddenly turning completely round and standing next to me. And I'm sort of stood looking at her thinking, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, you was a bit
how is that possible? There's my friend, and there's my friend, and it was solid and tangible. I'm thinking, this is really bizarre, but this is how it is with Angelic Reiki. Once you start doing it, it's expect the unexpected. So I carried on with the healing, and you know, my friend one part of my friend was there on the Reiki bed in a deep meditation, and there was the other part helping with the healing. So I thought, well, this is incredible. This is just fabulous. And then I was explaining to Amy, thinking, well, how is this possible? You know, and she explained about how she does this in quantum healing.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, like, it's different. Everyone's so different in the BQH, the quantum hypnosis. I mean, it's totally different for every person. But yeah, it is a similar like concept of sending healing back in time and forward in time, because it's quantum. So it's, you know, it's multidimensional. That's the purpose of it. It's like everything exists now, and we have access to all of these different possibilities, timelines, and the ability to change them and to recreate them in our favour, whilst bringing, you know, let's just see what Susan. Hi, just Johnson would love a healing message if you're giving them. Yeah, we're not doing the individual messages anymore, Suzanne. Lovely. So I'm just going to say hello to people as well. So hi, Helen.
On that note, what I am hoping is, it's just about me now becoming clear with technology, so I'm learning. I will be doing my own lives with that pure intention of doing small readings for people. So just hang on in there, and hopefully very soon I'll be able to do that for myself.
Yeah. So these ones that we're doing, the angelic activations, now we're more like from a teaching aspect, from things that we're wanting to learn, because we feel that that's actually more powerful than, you know, the individual readings.
It's because we're both teachers, and we're channeling the angels all the time, and we know that we have to talk. We have to talk about them. It's so important. But hopefully you'll learn an awful lot from what we are saying. Because to be honest, we learn from each other. And every week there's something new, like that experience was only a couple of days ago, and I'm thinking, wow, this is just... When did my life get so strange to have a friend in the same... two friends, which is the one person, in the same room at the same time?
Yeah.
Part of Angelic Reiki is, when we ask to anchor the healing, is we ask that the higher self will receive the healing. So that makes more sense as well. So another thing that we've been doing this week is, I don't know if people know, but Amy's a real cat lover.
Oh yeah, like I love the cats.
We had 3, unfortunately one passed, but we had our little Dexter had a bit of an accident. It's probably a month ago now, and cats hide it. I mean, if anyone's got experience of cats, you don't know, but because we know them so well, we can detect a little change in their just the way they look at you. You just think, uh-oh. But they will try and hide an injury. So we monitored it, and then, you know, we took him straight round to the vet, and we had an X-ray. And the vet said that he'd broken his tail in 3 places, and the tail would have to come off. But we'd already started to do some Reiki healing, some angelic Reiki, and we'd noticed a little bit of a difference. So we said, no, it's not happening this. You're not going to mutilate the cat. So we took him back, and we've been doing intensive angelic Reiki in. Yeah. And another principle, this is the thing, is why we have to talk, is...
Yeah, this is cool.
Something that I learnt during COVID. I got pretty bad COVID, and during that, as you know, if anybody had it at 2020, there was no access to any medical attention whatsoever, and I was pretty sick. So I'd gone to bed that night, and I'd cried my eyes out, thinking, you know, I don't know if I'm going to wake up. And I asked for, I don't know why I did, I just asked for, is there any such thing as a spirit nurse? And suddenly, you know, beside my bed were 2 beautiful nurses in spirit, but they looked as if they didn't know that they'd passed. And I could see them very clearly, and they were administering to me, taking my temperature, and just healing it in a different kind of a way. It's kind of more of a hands-on healing, I felt. But they were nattering away to each other, because I thought these 2 seemed like they're really good friends. And their uniform was modern. So, and I fell asleep. I hadn't slept for over a week. I was so poorly. And then the next day I staggered downstairs and threw myself on the couch and put the television on. I felt marginally better. And then watching the news, they were something desperately sad. They said that 2 nurses had passed the day before, and I recognised it was exactly the same 2 nurses. I wished I had the mind to have taken the names down, but I had still had a temperature and I hadn't thought. But that did get me thinking, is it's possible that the career that you have on earth is something that you did before you came, and something that you can still do when you go, if it's a calling and it's something that you love.
If you want to.
If you want to.
So don't want anyone to think, I hate this job, sorry, but I hate this job. Like, I don't want to do it when I die as well. No. Like, because some people will think that.
No, because, you know, I realise
like, if you want to.
I could call in mediums that have passed and help to assist. So taking this principle and going back to the story we were telling you about Dexter, our little cat, was giving the Angelic Reiki. I asked if it was possible for an angel vet or a spirit vet who and I always ask in humility, I always add those words, in all humility, and if it is of their own free will, that they would come in and give some healing to Dexter. So the next thing I saw, I didn't fully see the spirit, only that I had a vision of somebody very quickly, a beautiful being, and it was the row of teeth that I remember more than anything. The teeth were amazing, and they had the most magnificent bright smile and just a real friendly feeling, and then the image went. But I did see like the hands of a spirit working on Dexter's tail. So actually he's due back this week, so it'd be interesting to see what the vet says, but there is nothing wrong with that tail, is there, Amy? So
a couple of weeks ago, while his tail was like all like a bit crooked and a bit sort of clunky, and he was sort of holding it funny, and like now so he had an x-ray, and the x-ray said that he's got like his spinal column's like compressed in different places, but nothing has happened in terms of like his tail is completely like up and normal and doing all of the swishy motions and it wasn't doing that before. And nothing has happened since, right? He's not really had any treatment on his tail for that to be the case. And it's like, well, surely you would think that, you know, like, in order for it to get back to the full range of movement, which it is, then, like, how is that possible? So, you know, he has had a lot of energy healing. We've been sending him light language in the groups and things like that. And obviously this spirit vet, I think, has been a big help with whatever has gone on there. So yeah, Deborah.
I actually saw the spirit vet putting like a rod in, which is one of the options. I visualised that. I could see that this rod going in, but it was a different kind of healing. Again, it's energy healing, and it was a rod of light as opposed to a metal rod. But we know that Angelic Reiki works without a doubt. But again, I brought in Dexter's higher self. I thought, well, maybe cats have higher selves. Bring in the team, bring the lot in, bring everybody in. So yeah, I brought Dexter's higher self in, and we continue to send him healing every day. And not just because he's our lovely cat and we treat him like a child, but anybody that we give healing to is the same, really. You know, they're usually in my heart somewhere. So, was there anything else I was going to talk about?
You was going to talk about Archangel Raphael because you've got green on today. You said that.
Right, okay. So Archangel Raphael is known to be the healing angel. For me, I always think of the archangels as the boss of legions of angels. Like Archangel Michael is the boss of the legions of angels of protection. Archangel Raphael, for me, is the boss of legions of healing angels, and he will direct them to wherever they are needed, but he himself can intervene in your life and send healing. So I have a sudden memory again. You may have heard, if you've listened to old Facebook lives that we've done, I may have talked about this in the past, but I will share this with you again, is going through the spiritual awakening, just coming over to the better side of it, if you like, and trying to understand what was going on. And I felt a real need to meditate, and I haven't actually meditated in my life before, out of fear, and just because it's not really something I used to do. it's not accustomed to doing anything like that. So it took me a long time to pluck up the courage and not fully understanding what might happen and what to expect. So I set candles out. I don't think there was anybody in the house at the time. Got myself ready, sat down and went into a meditation. And I'd only been sat down a couple of minutes when I heard a voice audibly, and it giggled. It was a real throaty giggle. And then it was a very distinct voice which said, where have you been? We have been waiting. And this was an audible voice. And when I say, because when we meditate, you know, we get messages very clearly through the mind as well. This is how clairaudience works. But this particular time, this was audible. So you can imagine what happened next was I was up, the candles were overturned, the coffee table was overturned, and I legged it out of the room and sat in my bedroom shaking like a leaf. So I didn't meditate for over 6 months, and I came back down. And then I thought, look, nothing actually happened. And the feeling at the time was not a feeling of this is terrible. It was actually a really loving voice and a really lovely, lovely feeling. So I went back into the meditation and called upon Archangel Raphael, which I had done in the first meditation. I'd learnt a bit about him. And I didn't have the same experience, but I did hear this internally, you know, and saw other things, but it was such a lovely feeling. And then a couple of years later, just studying, and I'd heard somewhere about Archangel Raphael being actually known for his giggle, that he's the angel who has a massive sense of humour. So that made so much sense then. The way I see him is almost like the Christmas present in Scrooge, sort of a really large, and even if you've ever seen the Muppet one, that's what it's like, really friendly. That for me is Archangel Raphael, really loving, really friendly, but he is known for pranks even, and for sense of humour, because he likes to bring joy back into your life. So through healing, through emotional healing, and through physical healing. So he is I have to say, he is my favourite angel. Probably always will be, probably because it's the first angel I made contact with. But I think straight away afterwards I asked for Archangel Michael to come in and to protect me. But I realise now how incredible that was. But the reason I'm wearing green is because he's known to come with like an emerald green light as well. So I just thought I'd share that with you. If anyone's got any questions, because what we'd like is for this to be as interactive as possible, really. So if anyone has any questions, spiritual, you know, we'll try and answer anything that you would like to know. Yeah, so let us know in the comments if you do have any questions, or on the comments on YouTube, especially about the angels and working with the guides and healing and all of that, and we'll aim to answer it for you in a future live stream. So is there anything else that you wanted to add there? No, just I was just talking about Archangel Raphael, really, and the different ways you can bring him in. So if you're doing a past, present or future healing, I would say call in Archangel Raphael to assist with this. But when we talk about the angels, what we want you to understand is, you know, they're not just faces on tarot, you know, faces on cards. They are very real, and once you start bringing in their energies, they can help in all different aspects in your life. I nearly brought in Archangel Raphael before to help Amy, because she's had a weird day today and she keeps losing things. It's been very strange. But they're right under her nose. That's what's so funny, is that, you know, she said, I can't find this, I can't find this. I was like, there it is.
Don't you have a day where like you can't find anything, but it's right there? It's like having a day like that. Like, so, what did you say you had before? When you said you were hungry and angry at the same time. Hungry? She said she's hungry. No, when you get hungry and you can't concentrate and you're just losing your shit. It was like that before. Right, anyway, okay, so we're going to be here every Tuesday at 5. Like I say, if you've got any questions about things, let us know, and you can send me a message as well if you like. if you would like to work with us, we have got the Angelic Reiki Attunement workshops coming up at the end of February, the 23rd, 24th and 25th. If you would like to know more about light language activation, do send me a message. I do have a one-to-one sessions available at the minute, as well as a light language training academy, so I will put the links for those in the comments, as well as that I also offer BQH quantum hypnosis healing sessions. Do you want to just say quickly what you do?
I have just launched my tarot and mediumship work. I'm in two minds whether to do a weekend workshop now, whether to just offer this online, or if somebody's local, just to do one-to-one mediumship and tarot. And that's in two halves. There is a beginner's level, and then there is an advanced level. So they usually, the beginner's level is around 6 weeks if you're doing it online, or if you're coming for one-to-one coaching. I probably will be doing at least one more weekend workshop, so that will be coming up mid-March. I will put all the dates and everything that I'm doing there. But I'm finding more and more that people seem to like to do it in small groups or online, because everybody's so busy at the moment.
Right, so Deborah has got a question. So I'm learning and honing my light language with Amy and really enjoying it. Would I be able to learn Angelic Reiki online at the same time? So Angelic Reiki, the attunements, they do have to be done in person. So it is only, you can do them at the same time, because the Angelic Reiki, it's really in alignment like with the light language. But because of the nature of what it is an in-person only experience. So you can message me about that, Deborah, and we can have a little voice note conversation.
Yeah, because in the Angelic Reiki, you have to have hands-on experience with another person for you to learn this. It really it cannot be done any other way, really. Yeah.
Have you got, was there anything else you wanted to add?
I was just going to do a collective, pull a card collectively, that's all. I don't know if...
Yeah, do it.
So I just thought I'd use the angel cards and just see collectively if we pull a card. Right, okay, so it seems to be that one. Okay, so I've pulled out Archangel Raphael. When you see these pictures, the angels don't look anything like this.
I don't think they look like these as well either.
Okay, so this is about attracting relationships. So obviously I still feel like this couldn't be better really, with Valentine's Day coming up as well. So but for me, Archangel Raphael is an angel who's associated with Valentine's Day. That they sometimes call him the Cupid angel, because he will help people to attract their soulmate, if you like. So because this has come out, I feel like, Valentine's Day is coming up, but not everybody's in a couple. But we can use Valentine's Day to enhance other relationships, to send love to other relationships. There's nothing to say that a mother and daughter can't receive a card and flowers or a present, hint, hint. But, we can use this. But Archangel Raphael is the angel who will help you to have more love in your life, as well as Raphael. Because if it's something lacking in your life and it's causing you to feel ill, or to feel something isn't in alignment, we can bring both those angels in. So collectively, because I've pulled that out, it's all about helping you to fill a hole. If you're already with somebody, it's just be mindful of that person, and to remind you to just send them some love and to cherish them.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Right, okay, so you can also watch these again. I'm uploading loads of other content on my YouTube channel, which is Activation Amy. So you'll be able to watch all these, and last week's one was really good as well, if I do say so myself. So if you want to check my YouTube channel out as well. If
you know that we're coming on next week and you have a question that you would like us to discuss around, the angelic angels, or anything that's spiritually related, we're more than happy to answer that question. not just on there, but to have a discussion with it live.
Okay, right, so sending you lots of love, and, you know, say hi. Like, put a little heart in the comments, or let us know, you know, when you're out and about. Are you doing a Mind Body Spirit event soon?
Oh yes, I am. March, I think it's the 9th and 10th of March, or is it the 8th and 9th? It's around that weekend, second weekend in March. And this is at Middleton Masonic. So yeah, I am actually taking bookings for readings if anybody can make that event. I'm also doing 2, you know, a talk on the Saturday and a talk on the Sunday as well. And that'll be
free, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all free. It's free to get in now. So, but the readings obviously aren't free. But if you feel you would like a reading and to meet me in person, it would be nice just to come along.
Yeah, just come and say hi. Yeah. So, okay. Hi Marlo, hopefully I've said hi to everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week at 5. So sending you lots of love and big energetic hug. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I don't know how do it. Oh my god, how do I do it? I don't know how to do it. Where's it gone? I know we're still here.